combination for Virginia Tech. A young squad, 15 underclassmen on the season, and we are underway in the Commonwealth Clash. And it's the host Cavaliers with the first point of the match.
Already finding Abby Tatter, just like Shannon Wells said, we have to early. And with that slide approach, Tatter already showing the connection she has with her setter and using that footwork perfectly.
The three-year starter, the team leader in kills. Tapped over by Tech. Diving for it was Gamillion, but the Hokies even it up at one. Milan Gamillion has just been a tremendous addition coming over from Maryland for Virginia. Flying all over the place. The libero led Maryland in digs a year ago and led the entire Big Ten a couple of seasons ago.
So big swing from Virginia. That's something to keep an eye out, is the errors in this match as well. You want to be really aggressive, but at the same time staying efficient.
The Hokies started off the season red hot, 10-0 to begin non-conference play, but has dealt with a number of injuries, both of these teams, as Virginia evens it up. Marcy Byers' squad, again, 10-0 to begin the year, including 7 sweeps, 2-9 so far in ACC play. And there is an ace for the Cavaliers. Gamillion now with 13 aces on the year after delivering 32 a year ago.
Great flow by Gamillion. There was some miscommunication, though, for Virginia Tech. Got to make sure you call off the seams.
Nearly 2 straight for Gamillion. And it drops. No, pancake offered up by Haley Pierce to keep it alive. And tooling the block is Dupre. Virginia Tech ties it up at 3.
Great cut shot. Great cut shot by Dupre, really reaching high and snapping that wrist, making it really hard for the left front to get that ball up.
An ace by the Hokies. Ileana Rodriguez now with a team-leading 29 aces on the season. The grad transfer coming over from St. John's. And that'll drop in for ace number 2 the hard way.
This match is all about the serve and pass game, especially in the first set. You got to make sure you're giving your setter a really good first pass.
Ace is the story so far. Hammered home. Virginia responds. Varicia Yan.
Perfect answer from Virginia. The fact they were able to find Varicia Yan shows you how they're fixing that serve receive in real time after getting ace twice.
The 6th-year senior, her second with Virginia, played 4 years at West Florida, was a 2-time D2 All-American. A brief delay. We mentioned aces the story, a couple so far by Rodriguez and Virginia Tech. Gamillion with an ace for the Cavs. Here's Reagan Trueblood serving. Even again early in set 1. Trueblood, the transfer from Illinois Springfield, top 5 in program history in assists. Joust at the top. Gamillion saves it. Dupre. And that one is out.
Error by Dupre, but that was a great shot selection. There's good errors, there's bad errors. That was a good one. Going really high down the line, just a couple inches out, but worth the middle back diving for that ball. Just fix your wrist a little bit and it's gonna fall in.
Dupre couldn't get it going there, but she's been having a breakout season so far. There she is again. Virginia unable to dig it out. Tied at 6.
So far, the whole set back and forth, that's probably going to be the theme of this match. That means try and hold on to the ball when you're serving Haley Pierce as long as you can. Make it 2, 3, 4 points.
The freshman Pierce playing in her very first Commonwealth clash. And her squad goes up by 1. Marcy Beyer said, listen, this is a rivalry that divides households. She said she knew about it growing up, been aware of it for a long, long time. And a good showing here at John Paul Jones Arena. The fans taking in the 80th edition of this rivalry. Off the block. Tech sets it up for Dupre. And the Virginia block was right there, one of the best in the ACC, third best to be exact in blocks per set.
Statement block by Virginia. Jan doing a good job at closing that block with her right side and making sure those hands are pointed back and avoiding any tool happening.
These teams trading points non-stop here early on. In the opening frame, Dupre waits for it. Gamillion. And Virginia Tech goes back up by 1.
Virginia Tech forcing Virginia to hit that ball out, taking away that cross shot and making Virginia try and hit that line. Again,
a narrow 40-39 all-time series lead for the Hokies. Virginia, however, winning both meetings a year ago. These two teams will square off to end the regular season as well. November 25th, free ball for Virginia. In the middle. A point for Tech. Shannon Wells. Watching her team trying to rally down by 2. That one deflected off of Pierce and out of play.
A nice shot by Virginia. We're seeing a lot of line shots right now. We saw one cut shot from Virginia Tech, but right now both teams are taking advantage of that high line. That's up to the block to decide to take that away. That's a great shot right there. You see the line open, right back trying to get the ball, not able to though.
Another free ball for the Cavaliers. Off Rodriguez. And too much power by Haley Pierce, the freshman.
And Haley Pierce was nowhere near the net. She was so far off, but that just shows you how high she is reaching when she makes contact with the ball. Really great approach and swing.
It's a Virginia Tech team that, despite being 2-9 in ACC play, took a set from Louisville recently and beat Notre Dame. Oh, Virginia thought they had the point there. Pierce. And they tooled the block. 3-point lead for the Hokies. Ava Francis was there.
Hard for Francis, but if you're Virginia, get frustrated because your block was there and set up. The problem was the arms weren't pressing over the net.
Peterson serving. Service error by Tech. Right now, Virginia Tech hitting 182 in the contest. Virginia 077. Shannon Wells talking things over with Chloe Wilson, senior outside hitter. On the near side, that one off of Gamillion. It was Kara Lewis, the team leader in hitting percentage, top 30 in the nation in that category.
Great eye by Lewis. She saw the Cavaliers defense really sucked into the net, leaving absolutely no one at that back line. Great decision.
Huge part of the Maryland block a few years ago. A couple of Maryland transfers in this one, and that one absolutely hammered home by the Cavs.
Perfect run by Gervais coming in for that middle, and it starts with that great pass by Gamillion, allowing that offense to use that one.
Lily Gervais, the freshman out of North Carolina, pulls her squad back within 2. Gamillion. Virginia Tech answering with the block.
And Virginia has to make sure that if they're going to set their right side that out of system, there's 4 other players standing around. Why don't you just crash the net, try and get in really tight to make sure your right side has that coverage behind her.
Francis serving. Virginia ends up with the point off the touch. Lauren Bowie second on the team in kills percent.
Bowie with the aggressive tip, really out of system, but still making production happen, even when that set isn't in that window she needs.
Off the Gamillion serve. Cavs setting it up from the back row. That one into the net.
The Cavs not able to get the ball, but the coverage was there, and that's exactly what your coach wants. If Shannon Wells sees bodies on the floor trying to get a touch on that ball, she's going to be okay.
Marcy Byers looks on her team back up by 3.
Looks like there was an out-of-rotation play for Virginia. That's why it's so important when your other team is serving, you got to make sure you're staying on the right side of who you're going into the next rotation.
Take a timeout in Charlottesville. Tech up early by 4.
It's bow time.
It's not just football season. It's tailgate season.
And this season includes every kind of football.
Tailgate like a legend with bold, hand-breaded chicken and fluffy buttermilk biscuits. Order your tailgate box in the Bojangles app. It's bow time.
When family game night heats up, win with waffles. Lego with Eggo.
Kit Kat! Reese's!
Oh, you deserve both.
See ya, boys.
So much to care for in your life. That's why Nationwide is on your side.
I couldn't drive for a long time. I got these bumps under my arms. Too painful to wear a seatbelt. 7 years, but no one knew what it was. Finally, I found the right dermatologist.
So what we're looking at is something called hidradenitis suppurativa. It's HS for short.
Too much inflammation forms abscesses that can fill up and burst. HS can happen to almost anyone. I wasn't alone. I wish I had gone to the right dermatologist sooner. But now that I know what it is, there's hope.
Already we've had 6 ties and 5 lead changes, and we just got underway here at John Paul Jones Arena, the first ever volleyball match to be played here in this rivalry matchup, the Commonwealth Clash. Shelby, what stood out to you so far?
Right now, it's standing out how both teams are going back and forth. Not really anyone's gone on a run yet. Interested to see if someone can keep that ball at the service line for more than 3 points.
Virginia Tech with 3 aces already, 3 aces and a couple of blocks, as them stake to a 4-point lead with Ileana Rodriguez serving. Already a couple of aces so far. And that one is in for the Cavs.
And now handed over to the Cavs. So that's a good thing. That means these teams are answering their opponents in real time. If it's serve receive, they're getting a better pass. They're trying to find their middle. So the fact it's back and forth shows how competitive these 2 teams are already.
Varicia Yan with the point. She had a coming out party last year, hitting .333, 10th best hitting percentage in Virginia history in a single season. Dupre had to hold up a little bit. Flying in from the back row, and that one is in, courtesy of Brooklyn Borum, the junior.
Huge swing by Borum, a threat from behind the 10-foot line. Look at her flying into the net. That's how much space she is taking in that approach, which gives her so much more power.
Cavs back within 2. Tapped over, diving in was Borum. Oh, what a dig. Reagan Trueblood kept it alive, but Virginia Tech still gets the point.
Amazing hustle by Virginia, but not able to overcome Virginia Tech. Again, both teams staying in the play. When you think the set is over, the play rather, they're still getting that defense in the match. And look at this dig right here from Virginia. That is the fact that you're simply staying in the play, trying to get a touch on that ball.
You're going to see max effort throughout this rivalry matchup. And we saw even pregame, Shelby, players getting emotional, eyes welling up. Such an important meeting, especially for the seniors. They'll be taking part in the last one of these. Bit of miscommunication there, Gamillion. Free ball for the Hokies. And swatted down by Sydney Peterson.
Peterson with a slide approach, showing off that footwork, that timing, and that reach. Let's see your screen. That block was there for Virginia, but Peterson was able to find a way around it because of how athletic she is.
Borum.
Great hustle.
Saved by the Hokies. In the middle, hammered off the block by Varicia Yan.
Yan using that middle, opening up because Virginia was so out of system from that dig, which is great defense, but Yan taking full advantage of having an ISO blocker on her. Peterson not able to match up shoulders.
When she hit the portal from West Florida a few years ago, Shannon Wells said, listen, you're a D1 player playing at the D2 level. You'll be fine here. Shannon Wells herself, a former D2 player. And she was right. Yan has been terrific as Tech gets the point there. Hokies set it up. Kara Lewis, the backbone of this Virginia Tech team, the senior with the point. And Virginia Tech goes back up by 4. Shannon Wells calls timeout. We do have her mic'd up for the entire match. Let's take a listen.
Because I'm mic'd up. Yeah, so don't mess around.
Oh, hello, everyone. Ash, get in this. Lauren Bowie here with Ashley Lee.
I don't know if you have to get that close for them to pick
What
it
if I
up,
just wanted to be this close to you?
By the way, Meredith was talking mad crap that she was going to easily win today.
Mary always wants to talk crap.
Yeah,
so
just saying.
Got her.
Good serve, Reg. Woo! These babies are dropping.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
It's gonna be okay. I love you. They'll fight for you today. They will.
An emotional moment there with Shannon Wells and one of her seniors, Madison Morey, not playing in this one, Shelby.
I really like that clip of Wells and Morey, and that just shows you what kind of players coach Shannon Wells is. And if you watch her during the match and you watch a player come past her, she's literally showing them with her body, hey, this is how you should hit the ball. This is how I want your hand to go, your swing, your pass. Oftentimes head coaches will let the offensive coordinator or the defensive coordinator talk to the player. But Shannon Wells, she's her. She's the person that's going to step in, like in this timeout right now, and tell her players from the horse's mouth what she wants.
It's been a challenging season for her. 7 of the 16 players on the roster are brand new this season. Had a number of injuries and facing a brutal ACC schedule. And looking for win number 29 of her tenure, now in her 3rd season. Virginia coming out of the timeout down by 4. Cavaliers hitting 125 right now. Virginia Tech 286. And that one is out. The Hokies now up by 5.
And Wilson trying to find that spot to make the ball drop while staying really aggressive. Just got to pull it in a little bit more.
Virginia Tech is looking to win a set on the road for the first time in their last 4 road matches. Diving in to save it was Haley Pierce. Tapped over. Gamillion. Nice dig by the Hokies, but deflected out of play off Pierce. 2016.
Haley Pierce was in the right spot to dig that ball. She worked her platform, got her base checked, But the problem was her arms moved when contact was made. When you're digging, you got to make sure you absorb the ball and stay still.
A few thousand fans taking this one in Charlottesville. Sliding over, saving it was Virginia. The dig by Haley Velasquez. And the Virginia block showing up big time.
Great block by Virginia, and that's because Gervais is doing a good job at lining up with her outsides, making sure their shoulders and arms are touching. And watch the hands, everything going right. Left of your screen, there's no way that ball is getting through that block.
That one drops in, and Virginia Tech trying to prevent Virginia from going on a run and getting back in this set. Back up by 4 are the Hokies. Lewis now with a team-high 3 kills for Tech. Punched over. 22-17. Another timeout called by Shannon Wells.
They're taking away certain shots the Cavs like to go to.
3 blocks so far in the first set for Tech. Here is Hannah Borer, the sophomore. That one deflected and hits the floor. 22-18.
Go to Abby Tatter when you're in need. That's something Shannon Wells is telling her team this season, mainly because of her efficiency and how she can get through the block while still hitting that ball really hard.
281 hitter coming into this match. Gamillion setting it up. Again, the Tech block was right there. That one deflected high and into the stands. Cavs bringing the power. They pull within 3. Tatter's starting to heat up.
Exactly. Tatter's heating up at Virginia Tech. Keep an eye out if they take away that cross shot from her. That's something Tatter has to be ready for.
If you're Virginia Tech, that's the last player you want to see get in a rhythm. Diving to save that one was Borer. Gamillion answers the call. Swooping in is Bowie, but out of play. And Tech getting closer and closer to set point. Ava Francis, the redshirt sophomore, team leader in kills per set. Stepping up into that role of 6th rotation player recently due to injuries. Marcy Byers has to like what she's seen so far in this opening frame. Here's Francis. But the service error. That's the 4th of the opening set by Tech.
In Virginia, it's obvious. You've got to keep this serve over and in while still staying really aggressive.
And set point coming up for the Hokies.
Nice job by Pierce going for the outside hands of the Cavaliers, trying to get that tool.
Rodriguez already has 3 aces out of play, and the Hokies take the opening set of the Commonwealth Clash 25-20. Pearson.
To see if Virginia can fix those hitting errors like we talked about could have been nerves.
Serving to begin the second set will be Ashley Lee for Virginia, the team leader at aces, coming into this one with 26. But it's the Hokies picking up right where they left off.
Nice swing by Kara Lewis. That's what you want to happen, which is run your middle from the get-go. It's the hardest thing to do because you have to give your setter a 3-option pass. Usually you set your outsides when you're in trouble. If you can get your middle going early, it's a good sign.
This is a Virginia Tech team fresh off 2 matches against top 10 teams, number 7 Pitt and number 5 Louisville. But it's Virginia answering with the block.
Momentum block for Lily Gervais and making sure that she is lined up perfectly with Abby Tatter. Teamwork on the front row.
Each team with 3 blocks. Again, the Cavs top 3 in the conference in that category. That one off the defender. And Virginia falling behind 2-1 is getting a breather is Kara Lewis, who is leading everybody in kills right now. 5 kills, hitting .625 with a couple of blocks as well for the Hokies. Rodriguez diving to keep it alive. Rodriguez with the dig. Gamillion off the block. 3 defenders converge for Tech. And that went out.
Haley Pierce just doing a little too much, trying to find that corner, which was the right idea. That back corner is wide open. That's where those seams come in. Got to make sure you're staying efficient, getting that ball to drop a little bit sooner.
Gamillion, the transfer. Borum got a hand on it.
Nice dig.
Tech block. Joust at the top. The rally continues.
Looks like there was an extra touch for Virginia potentially.
Tech back in
Shannon
front
Wells
by 1.
Wanting an explanation as well.
Haley Pierce, the freshman, serving. And a service error.
So for Virginia Tech, when you make a service error, you're going to want to give your setter a 3-option pass and really make up for it. Usually if you're the person that missed the serve, you really want to get that pass, that serve served at you so you can prove yourself with a good pass.
It's been all or nothing from the service line for Tech. 3 aces, but 5 service errors. Off the block, and it drops in. Point Virginia Tech.
So second set looking very similar to the beginning of the first one, which is just back and forth points between the 2 teams right now. Showing great answers, doing good things on the hitting wise.
Dupre up to 4 kills. Tatter trying to answer, too strong.
Looks like the line judges didn't agree with where that ball landed for Tatter. Sierra Hecht, excuse me.
In the middle. Gamillion. And that one goes to Virginia. Tooled the block. Sydney Peterson. No, point Virginia Tech. Going into the scorer's table, unable to save it.
Good hustle by Sierra Hecht. Virginia has to get a really good pass right here. It doesn't even have to be a 3-option pass, though. It could be a 2-option pass. Just make sure it stays in play.
Timeout early in set number 2. Tech once again up by 4.
I wish for the amazing new iPhone 15 Pro.
Sean, do you mean this one, the one with titanium? Switch to Verizon. You can trade in any iPhone and get the new iPhone 15 Pro on them.
Trade in any iPhone in any condition for a new iPhone 15 Pro on us, only on Verizon.
With Daisy sour cream, every bite gets better. Every dollop, every squeeze, every moment together. Pop it up, pick it up. You can never get enough when you do a dollop of Daisy. Good food tastes better with a dollop of Daisy. Do a dollop, do a dollop, yeah. Everything tastes better with a dollop of Daisy.
Year after year, abrasive toothpastes can damage your teeth. Switch to gentler Arm & Hammer toothpaste. It's gentle on enamel, tough on plaque, for a smile that can defy time.
Cheez-It snapped. How's it taste? It's so thin, crispy, and cheesy. And I just want to keep eating it. And eating it. They love them.
Snapped. So good we...
Welcome back to John Paul Jones Arena in Charlottesville. Tech took the first set. They're up here in the second. Meanwhile, a little bit later on today, the NCAA will release their second top 10 reveal of the season. That'll take place during the intermission of the Oregon-Washington match today on ESPN. That begins 3 p.m. Eastern, again on ESPN, committee reveal number 2. And then, of course, the selection show next month on the 26th. Shelby, a couple of ACC teams will be in that top 10 reveal, Louisville and Pitt.
And both these teams already playing Pitt and Louisville. It doesn't get much more bigger a challenge than that. And especially to play a couple of top teams like that in the nation earlier in your season, it can be frustrating, but it also shows you where you're at. It sets the bar really high. That shows you really good things to come for the rest of season.
Virginia's serving. Cavs hitting 0-22, Tech 237. Pushed over. Sliding over, a nice dig by the Cavaliers' True Blood. That one off a defender, past another one, and it's Tech with the point.
I like that shot from Ava Francis. I thought she was going cross, but then she dropped her left shoulder and shoved that ball down to the right. It looked a little awkward, but she was making that shot happen.
Virginia Tech, and coming in, Virginia was the story with their block, one of the best in the conference, but it's Tech getting it done at the net.
And Virginia Tech's getting it done because they're taking away shots. They're forcing Virginia to try different things, and that coverage for Virginia has to be there.
The underhand scoop, and it drops in for the Virginia point. Varicia Young. Cavs trying to rally in front of the hometown fans. 80th all-time meeting between these two rivals. Again, the Tech block. 10-5 Hokies.
A block doesn't get better than what you just saw from Carol Lewis. It didn't go straight down. That block went really deep into the court, making it impossible for that coverage to get the ball up.
And again, when you're coming off 2 matchups against 2 top 10 teams heading into this one, you're going to be in pretty good form, ready to go, and that's how the Hokies look.
Good swing by Chloe Wilson.
Again with the point.
Wilson finding that line shot. She needs to. Her team's struggling, hitting negative right now in the second set. Just keep finding her right now. Chloe Wilson doing good things offensively, mainly because she's keeping that power while staying aggressive and efficient.
Lee serving. Back to a 3-point set. One ace so far for the Cavaliers, 4 for Tech. And it drops in. Off the high deflection, 11-7.
Virginia has to take advantage of those balls and make sure there's no miscommunication. That's really like the basics of volleyball. Got to make sure you're calling each other off and getting the ball.
Free ball for the Hokies.
Good job by Virginia. Even though the block did not touch the ball, they're forcing Virginia Tech to try and find different shots, resulting in that play with an error, trying to go too cross to avoid the blocker's hands.
Lewis leading the way for Tech with 6 kills, 4 for Jan. In the middle. Kara Lewis make it 7 for the team leader in that category.
Huge swing by Lewis, and Virginia's Ashley Lee was in the right spot. She was in her base, platform out, but Lewis is just that hard of a hammer. If you're not lined up, it might be right off your body.
Nice. Gamillion one-handed falling down. What a dig. On the far side, Tech. Again with the block. On the other side, Virginia finally breaks through with Tatter.
Abby Tatter getting the fans riled up, but it starts with that defense from Gamillion, literally staying in the play, body on the floor, and Abby Tatter finishing that ball by beating out Virginia Tech's block, going through the hands.
And serving Gamillion. That is an electric player to watch for the Cavaliers. Virginia trying to fight back in this set within 2.
It's all about momentum. Momentum in volleyball is contagious. Abby Tatter having the kill, now having the block. That's carrying and bleeding over for her success-wise.
Francis. Off the block and out of play. The Cavaliers make it 12-11. Virginia going on a run.
Virginia doing a nice job at answering Virginia Tech's test at the front row, adjusting their block, making sure their defense is chasing the balls down.
Going on that run with Gamillion serving. She's doing everything so far, and we are tied at 12.
Great answer by Virginia. Oh, and I like the bench getting involved too. It's all in that block. Amazing hands by Malinowski, making sure she's pointing back in the middle.
4-0 Cavaliers run. But Tech puts an end to that, back up by 1. Ava Francis with the point. We talked about her at the beginning of the match. The team leader in kills per set. Again, that halts a 4-0 Cavs run. Out of play, and the Hokies go back up by 2. Trying to quiet back down this gym. Off the Pierce serve. Unable to keep it alive. 14-13 here in the second.
Great adjustment by Sierra Hecht. We saw her take the arrow really far off the net the first play. She wants the ball back again from her setter, wants to redeem herself, and she does, going really high on contact and making that ball snap quickly.
Reagan Trueblood serving. And there is an ace. Couldn't have come at a better time for Trueblood and the Cavs.
If I'm True Blood, I'm serving the exact same spot again. Gotta start picking on each other.
Virginia's second ace of the day. But the Hokies refuse to fall behind, back up by 1.
Great tool by Dupre. You could actually hear the snap coming off the hands of Virginia, taking advantage of that block being a couple inches too far back from the net.
Dupre averaging nearly 1 more kill per set than a year ago, having a breakout season. This set is neck and neck right now.
It doesn't get more in-system than that play from Jan. She's already taking off with her approach. Once that pass leaves the player's hands, it's all in that footwork and the timing.
Tatter and Jan have combined for 9 kills. And a service error. First of the day by Virginia. Again, they get so close, they keep tying it up, but unable to jump in front so far. Francis, 16-16.
So in the second set, Virginia Tech was hitting 250. Now they're hitting 125. Virginia's doing a good job at forcing their offense to start struggling as well.
And this is a crucial moment in this match for Virginia, already down by 1 set. Cannot afford to let the Hokies grab this set as well.
It doesn't get more even than this. Both Virginia Tech and Virginia are hitting .083. Both teams have 21 digs.
Off the border serve. In the middle. Hokies back up by 2.
Keep finding Kara Lewis if you're Hannah Bohr. Lewis is doing a really good job at making that fast approach happen, reaching high and avoiding all blockers' hands in front of her.
Second year with Tech after spending the first 3 with Maryland.
We got another disagreement from the line judges. Looked like that ball was really close, though.
Bit of confusion there on the floor. Virginia Tech makes it 19-16. And an ace by the Hokies. That is their 5th ace in the first 2 sets. Marcy Byers has to be pleased. We will have a special final hour of ACC PM tomorrow at 6 Eastern. With Cal Stanford and SMU joining the conference next year, Mark Packer and Taylor Tannenbaum will look at the ACC's new football scheduling model and the matchups for the next few seasons. Again, that's Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern on ACC Network. So once again, Virginia Tech withstanding the rally by Virginia here late in the second set, and Shelby, Kara Lewis leading the way for the Hokies, up to 8 kills. She's hitting .727.
What impresses me the most about middle blocker Kara Lewis is, besides the 8 kills, she has taken 0 errors in this match so far. Every time Hannah Bohr finds her, it's going to be a kill, or at least someone to make that ball stay in play. Doing a really good job at being efficient, being strong, not even going for those tips or rolls. She is forcing Virginia to get off their feet whenever she's hitting in the air.
Came into this one 27th in the nation in hitting percentage, hitting .397. She's going to bump that up a little bit at this rate. 8 kills, 0 attack errors on 11 swings. Again, for a nice .727 percentage, with a team leading 4 blocks as well. The team leader on the season in both those categories. And if you're Virginia, again, you drop the first set 25-20, can't afford to lose this one. What do they have to do here late in the second?
Virginia has to keep doing what they are doing recently. They were struggling again early in the second set, but I like what we're seeing. They're moving the ball around. They're forcing Virginia Tech to take different kinds of shots. The problem is that needs to happen earlier in the sets for Virginia.
For the Cavs, Jan and Tatter, each with 5 kills, each hitting better than .350, but as a team, Virginia with a hitting percentage of .049. Tech hitting .185 right now, and the team's even at 5 blocks apiece. Here is Hannah Borer. 40 aces over the last 2 years for the sophomore. And Tech goes up by 5.
Not sure what that call was there. I think Virginia might have been in the net right there. But either way, you cannot overpass to Virginia Tech. These teams got to make sure the ball stays on their side.
In the middle, Virginia answers.
Virginia not giving up because Virginia Tech is in the red zone. That really means the first team to get to 20, it's kind of the volleyball red zone. It makes your team have a lot of pressure on the opponent, but Virginia doing a nice job at staying in the play.
Ashley Lee serving. The junior from Plano, Texas. In the middle. And Virginia Tech starting to pull away here late in the second set. Who else? Kara Lewis, she hung up there forever.
And Lewis is having that confidence. I like watching her. You can see her smile. She's not playing with the pressure that is really on her team right now, playing at Virginia.
But the service error. 6 service errors, 5 aces for the Hokies. Off the Borum serve. Hammered home. Virginia kept it alive. Great defense on the back row, but it drops in for the Tech point, 23-18.
And Virginia has to make sure Tech does not go on another run. They just finished a 5-0 run. Virginia Tech doing a really good job at responding when Virginia tests them offensively and make sure they get their defense off their feet.
Kara Lewis, double-digit kills now. 10 hitting above 700, swatted down by the Cavaliers.
Abby Tatter having the hardest hit of the match so far for Virginia. Coming in with all the power. If you blink, you're going to even miss her arm swing. Virginia Tech in base, but sometimes there's nothing you can do when a ball's hit that hard.
She's got a team-high 6 kills, hitting .444. Tried to help her team rally. The Virginia Tech block. And out of play, set point on the way for the Hokies. Chameleon. At the net, off the block, diving in was Ileana Rodriguez. Off the net, Virginia stays alive.
Virginia refusing to let this set be finished. I like the response that the Cavaliers are showing the Hokies in real time. It just has to happen sooner for Virginia.
Again, this is the first Commonwealth clash of the season. They'll meet to end the regular season as well in Blacksburg, but the first ever meeting at John Paul Jones Arena here in Charlottesville. Set point again for the Hokies. Off Chameleon, and there it is. Virginia Tech, just like the first one, takes this set 25-20.
Dupre doing something that
Francis serving for Virginia Tech. Again, 5 aces in this one for the Hokies, 2 for the Cavs, and that one out of play.
Haley Pierce trying to avoid the block while still making that ball go in the court. It was a good cut shot, just adjust it a little bit more, it's gonna go in. And for Virginia, keep taking that same shot away from her.
The Cavaliers fought extremely hard midway through that last set, down by 4 at one point, tied it a number of times, but couldn't grab the lead. And now Virginia Tech ties it early here in the third.
Nice swing by Dupre, her 7th kill of the match so far. She's really reaching high, not even of trying to get those tips or rolls. She's trying to stay aggressive with the hits.
Junior, the Virginia native, knows what this rivalry means. In the 80th all-time meeting between these two programs. Tech tools the block, and they jump up by 1.
Haley Pierce with the tool for Virginia, though. Got to make sure your hands are staying forward. Your block was there. You were set up. You timed it perfectly. But it's where those hands finish that matter the most.
Rodriguez had 3 aces in the first set. The dig by Francis, but out of play. Tied again.
Another tie, and it's up for grabs. Who wants to go on a run? Who can keep that ball as long as possible? Hold on, make the rotations last.
Cavaliers trying to stop an 8-game slide. And that one deflected off of Borum. 4-3 Tech. Pierce has had a strong day, the freshman, now tied for the 2nd most kills on the team with 7 digs as well. There was Pierce on the attack. Tech with another opportunity. This time it's Dupre off the touch.
Huge swing by Dupre. Even when it's a little out of system or she's a little early, she can still make good things happen because of that hang time. And that shot right there down the line is wide open for her. Virginia has to take it away from her.
8 kills for the junior. And hit the net, but the Virginia Tech block has been there all day as well, out blocking the 3rd best team in the conference in that category. There they are again. Dupre, this time it's Virginia with the block.
Statement block by Jan. And it's all in that timing. She is literally hunting the ball, making sure she is lined up perfectly against the Hokies. And doing a good job by Trueblood. Excuse me, that was Bowie.
The 6'2" freshman. Skimmed the top of the net. Sliding over was Peterson. Again, it's Peterson. But the point goes to the Hokies. Virginia coming into this one 3rd in the ACC in blocks per set, despite the average height, Shelby, of 5'9", the 4th shortest team in the ACC. Explain that.
You can't explain it. The fact that Virginia's average height is 5'9", one of the best blocking teams, that just tells you how much Virginia has worked on their timing, their reads, basically all the mechanics down for the Cavs when it comes to blocking.
Now the exception being that player, number 33, Lauren Bowie, standing at a towering 6'2", despite the average team height of 5'9". Francis sends it over. Hannah Peterson with the slide. Rodriguez dug it out. Free ball for the Cavaliers in the middle. Absolute power from Abby Tatter.
I almost forget Abby Tatter is on an outside because she is that springy of a player. She's not stiff whatsoever. Her approach is smooth. She's swift and she's really quick.
Ties it up, Tatter with a team high 8 kills. Virginia's block starting to show up when they need it most. And the Cavaliers have the lead.
Virginia getting the fans into the match. That's what momentum does for you. And you got to keep it when this is happening. The Cavs have to go on their own run as well.
The fans have been waiting for this. Virginia up by 2.
Lauren Bowie doing such a good job at covering her side of the net, protecting that ball from crossing back over. Left of your screen, all in that height. You cannot overpass it back to her. It's going to come right back down your face.
The freshmen having a big impact here in the third set, a must-win set for Virginia as they extend their lead to 3. This is the block we've seen all season.
Virginia on a 4-0 run, 5-0 run, their best run of the match so far. Got to keep building on this if you can stay in it for Virginia Tech.
And they get the ace, 10-6. And Virginia Tech forced to call a timeout. 6-0 Cavaliers run. Down by 2 in Charlottesville. We'll be back.
I seriously hate bank fees, especially overdraft fees. That's why I love Chime. I don't get any monthly fees. With SpotMe, I can overdraft up to $200 fee-free. Join me today and sign up at chime.com.
Emeril Lagasse here, and I'm so excited to tell you about my French door air fryer 360. Extra large 26-quart capacity. Cook with up to 70% less calories from fat than deep frying. That's a big deal, my friend. 360 degrees of superheated air gives you fast, even cooking. My 10-in-1 French door air fryer 360s grills, air fries, dehydrates, roasts, bakes, broils, proofs, slow cooks, and toasts. This baby does it all. These French doors are a game changer. Look at how easy that is.
Now, find out how you can try Emeril Lagasse's French Door Air Fryer 360 with 3 cooking tiers, fetch tool, air frying rack, and drip tray in your home for 30 days for just $14.99. Order now and you'll also get Emeril's Air Fryer Favorites recipe book. And we'll automatically upgrade you.
Lego with Ego.
Can we?
Well, it's better late than never for Virginia against the ropes. They've gone on a 6-0 run here in the third, Shelby.
57 in this set.
Yeah, this is what the fans showed up for in the first ever volleyball match at John Paul Jones Arena. The host Cavaliers up by 4. Make it up by 5. 7-0 run, by far their largest of the match.
Abby Tatter with her 9th kill of the match. It's amazing that the middles are leading the kills in this match. That just shows you how much trust they have with their setters.
Unreal. What a run in this set by the Cavs.
And Virginia doesn't look like they want to stop anytime soon either.
And it looks like we will have a challenge on that point. Our first of the match. So Marcy Byers and Tech challenging this one. And challenging that a Virginia player's foot hit the net.
Okay,
and
but definitely in the net.
Borum.
But if your foot's hitting the net, you are jumping pretty high. So I think you'll be okay. Never seen that happen. And right now, Virginia has gone, depending on this point, an 8-0 run. The biggest run of anybody of the match so far. I like the response that Shannon Wells and her team have made after losing those first 2 sets at home.
Didn't need a long review for that one. It is overturned. So big point right there by Virginia Tech to stop the run by Virginia. And it's a 4-point third set. Again, the Hokies took the first two 25-20 in each one. And now it's 11-7 instead of 12-6. In favor of the Cavaliers in this set. Virginia hitting 294. Tech 200. Peterson serving. And the service error. Hokies out of sorts right now.
You can't play when your opponent goes on a 7-0 run, then finally get the ball back and make a service error like that. You got to keep it going.
7-1 run. Ashley Lee back to serve. And an ace for Lee, the team leader in that categories. And again, the Hokies are just kind of flying all over the place right now.
Virginia is just getting Virginia Tech completely out of system, and Virginia Tech is rattled. Calm down, get a good pass, keep it moving.
And they did call a timeout. They did have the challenge for a breather as well. But they've now fallen behind by 6. And a brief delay. Fourth ace, meanwhile, for Virginia. Virginia Tech has 5. Fixing the tape on the floor right now. Hey, don't forget, on Saturday morning next weekend, the ACC Huddle crew will kick off the day in Raleigh, North Carolina at 11 a.m. Eastern with a 60-minute pregame show leading into North Carolina, playing host to Campbell at noon. They'll also have halftime shows, pre- and post-game shows throughout the day, and then they're back at 6:30 to wrap up the afternoon with highlights and analysis and to get you set for Miami and NC State at 8 p.m. After the game, stay right here on ACC Network for a complete wrap-up and interviews with players and coaches. The Virginia fans feeling it right now. Pretty good crowd on hand. Again, a big moment for volleyball in the state of Virginia with the inaugural matchup at John Paul Jones Arena. The fans came in early for this one, and Shandon Wells has to be pleased with the hometown team's performance. After dropping the first 2 sets, Shelby, they have responded here when they needed it most.
And Virginia had to respond. Look at the show out from the fans. This looks so good in the stands right here. And for Virginia Tech, even though the pressure is on you, it's so much fun to play your rival, have that pressure on you, and feel like it's just you and your teammates against the world.
We talked about this being a good crowd. That is a program record, shattering the previous Cavaliers record. More than 3,000 fans here in John Paul Jones Arena. It shall be obviously across the country. Volleyball attendance and viewership records being shattered left and right.
I love seeing that.
Virginia extending their lead.
Virginia completely taking off right now and keeping it in play with that great option pass, even though it looked like it was going out, making sure the platform goes back to target.
Tatter with double-digit kills. So even after all these timeouts and challenges, Virginia continuing with the momentum and now pulling away here in the second, 15-7.
Abby Tatter leading the gym with 11 kills. Only 2 errors. She is so efficient, hitting 450, going around the block, avoiding the defense. Everything going right for this middle.
Tech trying to respond here. Just a number of long Virginia runs in this second. Sliding over and tooling the block eventually is Kara Lewis. Haven't called her name too much in this third set.
Kara Lewis taking advantage of Virginia's block not being fully pressed into the net. And that's exactly when you choose to go for the hands. Go right in the block, expect that ball to drop.
15-8, Hannah Borer serving, has 1 ace so far today. One of their 5 aces. In the middle, Borer was there. Rodriguez, free ball for the Cavs. Off the Tech block.
Nice up.
The dump diving in was Rodriguez to save it. And Virginia Tech trying to climb back in at 15-9.
Great swing by Virginia, going for the fingertips of the Cavs, trying to make it impossible for that backline defense to run it down.
And the service error. Again, they have all those aces. As Virginia Tech 5 of them, but now 8 service errors to go. 16-9 Virginia. Lewis took something off of it, and it paid off.
Lewis with one of her only tips of the match. A great read by her. Looking across the net, seeing the Cavs really pulled back in their base. I would be too. She hits really hard, but Lewis took advantage and went for that short tip.
16 swings for Lewis, still no attack errors. Tatter in the middle, just dominating this set.
Keep finding Abby Tatter. That's why it's so important for the Cavs back row to give their setter a good pass, allowing her to run Tatter through in the middle.
12 kills for Tatter. She's hitting better than .450. In the middle, off the Virginia block. Gamillion. And out of play it goes. 8-point lead for the Cavaliers.
Virginia completely taken off this third set, almost in that red zone. Chloe Wilson leading the way, staying so aggressive every swing she takes.
Virginia not just rallying in this set, but taking over. Here's Dupre, pushes it over. Rodriguez, Borer in the middle, Lewis off the block. Here comes Hecht. And Virginia, 19-10 Cavaliers.
Virginia Tech just completely out of system, not able to answer anything the Cavs are throwing at them right now.
Tatter and the Cavaliers block has been the story, but there's this service error by Virginia. Eight blocks in the match now for Virginia, 2 more than Tech. Here's Rodriguez serving for the Hokies. Dupre. Tapped over, diving in was Borer. Tooling the block, Virginia up 20-11. What a response.
Chloe Wilson continues to be that response for Virginia, going down the line, picking on the left back over and over for Virginia Tech and making sure she's so powerful.
Senior out of Nashville, Tennessee. And timeout is called by Virginia Tech. Second timeout here, down by 9. Well, here's today's Worth a Watch, brought to you by Principal. Abby Tatter has definitely been a worthwhile watch in this one, especially in the third set, Shelby. She's tied for a match high with 12 kills and taken over in this frame.
Virginia middle blocker Abby Tatter has gone off, hitting .476. Almost every time she touches the ball, it's a kill. She's moving the ball around. She's being really aggressive. Even when there's a triple block on her from Virginia Tech, she still finds a way through or around and does it while smiling.
Well, in your biggest matches and in your rivalry matches, your best players have to show up, and Tatter has done just that. 12 kills and 5 blocks as well. And conversely, by the way, for Virginia Tech, one of their stars, Kara Lewis, a team-high 12 kills and a team-high 4 blocks, as well as those two have been battling it out so far in Charlottesville.
And Kara Lewis having 0 hitting errors. 12 kills, 19 attacks. So she has swung at the ball almost 20 times and not making one error. If I'm Set or Hannah Bohr, I'm trying to find Carol Lewis every time I can right now.
Bohr with 28 assists on the day to go with 7 digs for the sophomore setter. But again, it has been all Virginia in this third set right here. The Cavaliers hitting 312 in this set. Virginia Tech just 148. And again, a record
Virginia.
crowd on hand. Showing off the moves.
Yeah, they got more moves than I do.
Likewise.
I believe that.
I'm sure you do. More than 3,100 on hand in Charlottesville as play resumes. There is Bohr. Gamillion sliding over. In the middle off the block. Rodriguez, Bohr, Dupre, and that one is out. Nothing going right for Virginia Tech in this set.
Right, Dupre struggling. She had the right idea, going really high, trying to get that deep corner, but there wasn't enough snap. You got to make sure when you're this far down, the ball staying in.
We've seen after all the timeouts, challenges again. Tech just unable to get anything going, and there is an ace for Virginia. Utter domination by the Cavaliers in this set.
Reagan, a true blood, bringing the heat. Keep going for that same spot right now and serve as hard as you can. When you're up this high, that gives you that longer leash to be more aggressive.
That is her second ace of the match. Each team with 5 aces. In the middle, right into the block, and it falls for the point. Peterson.
And
Sydney
right now,
Peterson registered her 1,000th career point a few weeks ago against Syracuse, but still down by 10 are the Hokies late in this set. Pierce serving. That one off of Pierce into the stands, 23-12.
that ball completely smacked down by Jan. There was no way any Hokie was getting that ball because of all the force that Jan was bringing with her approach, with her swing, with the contact being made, everything going right.
The urgency there in this set for the Cavaliers, and then some. But the service error. Back to a 10-point set.
And for Virginia Tech, this is obviously a huge deficit. Not sure they can do it before Virginia gets 2 more points. However, try and build some momentum and let that bleed in the next set for you.
They still have that cushion after winning the first 2 sets, and there is the ace by Sierra Cates, her 16th of the season. Six aces for the Hokies on the day. Off Rodriguez, and they watched it fall. Set point on the way for Virginia.
Virginia can just do nothing wrong right now, and their hitters are feeling that. Their bodies are looser, their arm is hitting harder, it's dropping harder, their offense just looking so much better than those first 2 sets.
More than 3,100 on their feet here for set point. However, Virginia Tech not dead yet. 24-15 here in the third.
Dupre with her 9th kill so far of the match. Doing a really good job at finding those corners. Wasn't working out originally, but she adjusted, and now it's falling back in.
Set point again, and there it is. Virginia wins their first set of the match, 25-15, and it's Abby Tatter. Her prediction is looking pretty good.
And I love Shannon Wells' honesty, the fact that she could say, we're just not playing good volleyball. That's what teams need, that transparency.
Off the Lee serve to begin set number 4. Virginia picking up where they left off with the first point of the set.
And Brooklyn Borum starting things off fast for her team in the 4th set. Nice job off the hands against the Hokies.
Virginia 3-5 in 2 and 4 set matches this year. Virginia Tech 2-2. In the middle, Tatter dug out on the back row. Peterson denied. And that one out. Virginia calling for the touch, but Virginia Tech gets the point. And there will be no challenge, or will there?
It looks like Coach Wells is making sure Brooklyn Borum is okay. It looked like she was taking a little bit to get up. I'm not sure if she came down too hard on one leg.
Borum, the junior out of Sterling, Illinois, stays in there.
Now watch Borum come down. See, outside hitters come down on one leg. That's what makes hitting different for the left sides, and that can be a problem sometimes.
Yeah, awkwardly on that left leg, but she's okay. Virginia ended that last set. Nice dig on a 21-9 run. Wilson. Gamillion in the middle, the Tech block. That was quiet in that last set, shows up early here in the 4th.
Great job by Pierce and Lewis lining up perfectly. Look at these forehands touching. Pierce is outside, making sure she's lined up against the hitter.
7 blocks for the Hokies on the day. 8 for the Cavaliers. There's another one.
Great coverage.
Block party at the net right now, yeah, by the Hokies, stuffing everything. Rodriguez. Gamillion. From the back row, off the tape. What a rally. And Virginia keeps it alive. Unfortunately, it ends there into the net. And Tech up by 2 early here in the 4th.
Abby Tatter just really out of system, trying to get that roll shot over, but it was coming from behind the shoulder.
Point Virginia.
Abby Tatter with the slide. That's something she hasn't done too much this match. That's why it's so important to get your setter a good pass so Abby Tatter can run a rip, a 3, a slide, anything she wants.
We do have a challenge by Virginia Tech, their 2nd of the match. They won the first one, the initial ruling that this one was out, but again, Marcy Byers with a challenge.
And again, teams can use these challenges as their own timeout. This, whether you get the point or not, is a time for you to reset, like Shannon Wells is right now, physically showing her players what I want from you going in after this point.
On the day, Virginia Tech hitting 175, Virginia 130. Here's another look.
Let's see this one better. It doesn't look like there's a touch from Abby Tatter. Excuse me, coming off of Abby Tatter's hit.
So Virginia Tech with the challenge right now. Kara Lewis with 12 kills, 0 attack errors on 20 swings, hitting 600. One more look at this one.
And the ball
didn't
touch
look Borer.
Right, and the ball didn't look like it even moved after you saw it cross or where she was standing. Where if she did, the ball would have a different kind of spin on it.
They continue
I don't
to
think
take
there
a
was
look.
a touch. Doesn't matter what I think, I'm told. But if I was a betting man, I would say there was no touch.
We're in a big spot now that The match that has gotten a lot tighter after Virginia Tech won the first 2 sets 25-20 apiece. Virginia dominated the last one 25-13. And they are now wrapping up the review. So the call was confirmed. Again, Virginia Tech tied for their most wins in a season since 2018. They're looking for number 13. Up by 1, up 2 sets to 1. They make it a 4-2 lead.
And leads don't feel as detrimental when they're early in the set, but they can really set the foundation for you to get to that red zone sooner, which is the whole point.
Rodriguez serving. And Virginia answering. Chloe Wilson. Second most kills on the team for Wilson. She's got 7, the majority coming in the last 2 sets. Dupre off the block, bouncing around. Free ball for Tech. In the middle, it's Peterson. But that one was out.
Virginia forcing Peterson to hit the ball out because they are reading her shoulder and taking away the shot that she is leaning into.
And Virginia has jumped in front.
Chloe Wilson bringing the momentum to her team, not just from her hitting, but now with her blocking too, literally hunting that ball down and reading the outside, making sure her hands are pointed back in once contact's made.
Virginia up to 9 blocks. Gamillion. And tooling the block was Chloe Wilson.
Momentum bleeds over. Again, Chloe Wilson doing such good things. It started with the block. Now it's her hitting. Keep feeding her right now.
Again, this Virginia team has relied on different players throughout each match of the season, still trying to find the right starting lineup. And now the Cavaliers, just like the last set, going on a run, up by 3. What a response here after dropping the first 2 sets in Charlottesville. Virginia now doubling up the Hokies in set number 4.
ISO block for Yon. And Shannon Wells said that she is one of the best players we have because she has that work ethic and she has that high IQ for volleyball. She does a good job at reading the blocker, the hitter in front of her.
It is a 6-0 Cavaliers run. (9-4). And a timeout is called by Marcy Byers.
Hecht finally able to get her team out of that rotation.
Virginia picking up where they left off in the last set, up by 5 in the 4th.
Game day in the ACC.
It's time for football in front of a packed house under the lights. And the 10 hurdle the man. Touchdown. Oh, my. And he'll go on top. What a catch. Oh, wow. A bomb.
Come for it all.
She is a force, no matter the stage.
That superhero energy on fire, yes.
Because here, she will reach higher. ACC Women's Fall Sports, Sundays on ACCN.
Virginia has battled back in the Commonwealth Clash. thanks to the play as of late by the senior Chloe Wilson.
Chloe Wilson is doing such good things for her team, and it's mainly momentum. She'll have a block, and then she'll have a kill. And she's a really low error player. She's doing really good this set and this third set at moving the ball around, finding different shots, and she's hitting really hard down the line.
Virginia with 6 blocks in the last set and a half. Gamillion falling over. Off the block, pancake. Joust at the top, bouncing around. What a rally. Gamillion. There is Wilson, too strong this time. Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech is adjusting their block on Wilson. That's something that she had to see was coming. All you do is find a different shot.
That one a little bit too far. Punched that, nearly dropped, and hammered home by the Cavs.
Jan just waiting for that ball to cross the net. She is completely ready, and Virginia Tech had great defense. That was a really good up, trying to stay in the play. But when you put the ball over the net right in Jan's hands, she's going to smack it right down.
Jan's got 7 kills and 6 blocks, hitting .462. True Blood serving. She's got a couple of aces already. Miss hit by Tech. I'll tell you what, the last 2 sets, it has been a completely different match, Shelby.
Virginia Tech is just really out of system right now, along with that third set, and Virginia had a 7-0 run this set. It's completely different, like you said, than the first 2 sets.
And a 7-1 run in the last set. That one high off of True Blood. Off the net, and it drops on the Tech side. Everything going Virginia's way right now.
Virginia Tech just frozen in defense right here. This ball looked like it could have stayed in play from Bowie, but no one on Virginia Tech decides to go for that ball.
Momentum all on the side of the home team, Virginia. And that continues.
Hannah Bohr trying to trick the defense of the Cavs. You can't do that when Lauren Bowie is propped waiting for you at the middle, and all she does is have to read that side of the net.
12 blocks now. Again, they only had 5 after the first 2 sets. 7 now in the last set and a half for the 3rd best blocking team in the ACC. Tech trying to respond. From the back row. Virginia Tech right now hitting .094 after leading in hitting percentage for majority of the match. Virginia 128. And there is an ace for the Hokies. They needed that badly.
Virginia Tech has to go on a run in order to stop that momentum, stop the bleeding that Virginia has given them early in the 4th set.
Kate's now up to 3 aces. And the block. Okay, the Hokies, this is the team we saw in the first 2 sets. Blocks and aces.
6 rotation player Ava Francis doing good things at the block, an ISO block, reading perfectly Jan's shoulders and seeing that she was going to turn and taking the shot away.
See how Virginia responds. Off the tape, and it keeps going. Sent over, again hitting the net. Gamillion. And that one is off the touch.
Nice hit by CC Hecht, the Texas A&M transfer. That's what she would do at A&M. She was really good at finding that corner shot, hitting really hard, and testing that seam between left back and middle back.
He's been playing with a broken finger the last few weeks, toughing it out. Here's Haley Velasquez. That one backed up Trueblood. Sent over Virginia, 15-8.
Big swing by Borum, but I like the response from Virginia Tech. Look at the seam. The left back and middle back, left of your screen, white jersey, black jersey. Look how they cross right here. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. That was a good try. It was just that hard of a hit.
The dump, and it pays off for Virginia, 16-8.
Great dump by Virginia Tech. And that was a really good read by Silverling. She saw that open spot from Virginia. No one suspecting that second touch was coming back over.
It was Trueblood doing the splits there for Virginia, trying to save it. Hammered into the block. Tooling the block is Virginia. Parisi Yan doing it again, the 6th-year senior.
Yan breaking that Virginia Tech 3-0 run. Now let's see how many plays Yan can hold on to that ball for.
Shannon Wells Club playing inspired ball over the last few sets in front of this record-setting crowd. Hammered. And Virginia Tech with the point.
Virginia Tech gave themselves a big deficit again, but this is a hole that you can absolutely get yourself out of.
You can see the intensity picking up. We saw a lot of smiles on both teams' faces early. Now trying to get fired up is Virginia, back up by 7, and smiles certainly on that side of the court. They have owned the last 2 sets.
And Virginia's at home. They're playing in front of 4,000 fans. You got to keep smiling.
Ashley Lee. Tapped over, diving in. Keeping it alive was Lee. Tech trying to climb back in this one. Before that, they were hitting minus 214 in this set.
Both teams struggling at hitting right now. Virginia's hitting 0, while Virginia Tech is hitting negative 200.
Dupre. Virginia Tech within 5.
Perfect swing by Dupre. It was almost a roll shot, hybrid of a roll shot, hard line shot. She went over her shoulder, made sure it went back down the line, and tested the right back.
A timeout called with Virginia up 17-12. We will have a special final hour of ACC PM tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern. Cal, Stanford, and SMU joining the conference next year. Mark Packer and Taylor Tannenbaum will look at the ACC's new football scheduling model and the matchups for the next few seasons. Again, Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern. So Virginia's block party has been taking place over the last 2 sets. Again, they had just 5 blocks in the first 2, 7 since then, Shelby. That's been a huge part of their rally.
And Virginia has completely answered Virginia Tech's first 2 sets. And it's really with the defense at the front row. Virginia has the timing and the block. They have the patience, the read. What Virginia Tech needs is also more coverage. It's okay if your hitters are getting blocked. It's on them to change it. If you're the defense, though, your hitter has to know you're going to have a body on the floor to try and get that second touch.
It's been a defensive battle. Virginia with those 12 blocks, Virginia Tech with 8. Both teams hitting well below 200. The Cavs 119 and the Hokies 104. Blocks and aces have been the story. Tatter with the team high 13 kills as Cavman looks on anxiously in Charlottesville.
Cavman does seem anxious.
The fans are not.
Of course not.
They're loving it again, a record-setting crowd for Virginia volleyball at John Paul Jones Arena. Their team has responded, winning the last set 25-15 and up by 5 here in the fourth. They need to win this to extend the match. In the middle, Virginia up 18-12.
I like the confidence that Abby Tatter has been playing with this entire match. She's had no lulls, only highs. When you set her, good things are happening because she does a good job at getting around the block, and she hits hard while doing it.
Match high 14 kills for Tatter. Lee. Tapped over and out by Chloe Wilson.
Notice how Virginia Tech is now forcing Chloe Wilson to start tipping. That line shot that was working so well for her has now been taken away by the Hokies. Now it's time for Wilson to test out some different shots.
Saw Shannon Wells urging her team on to finish this set strong and keep it going. In the middle, Virginia up by 6.
Again, Abby Tatter, all smiles, going off to the bench. I would be too, having 15 kills so far this match, leading both teams.
On 27 swings, hitting .444. Virginia block, but Tech with the point. Tech has not been able to put together any runs since the end of the second set. Pierce with the serve. It was touched, 20-14.
Jan getting those fingertips of the Hokies on purpose. She was swinging really high, not snapping. She was literally trying to make the blockers touch her ball.
These teams have gone to 5 sets in each of the last 2 years. Potentially headed that way now. But a service error makes it a 5-point set. Sierra Cates, she's been lethal from the service line today. 3 aces so far. In the middle, the Virginia block was there again. And that one too far, 21-15 Cavs.
Peterson first really way too far off of the net, really out of system. When that happens, it's okay to take this simple way out. Go for the roll, the tip. Yes, Virginia will get it, but it's better getting dug than hitting the ball out.
Off the tape. Gamillion. That one high off Gamillion. She has been everywhere. Worm off the block. Rodriguez reaches for it, but Virginia pulling away in set 4, trying to force a 5th.
Huge swing by Borum. That deep corner shot is really working for her because Virginia Tech is cutting off the seams, but no one's able to get that pass up.
Velasquez serving. Sent over by Francis. And again, Virginia on a roll, 23-15 Cavaliers. It is incredible. I mean, the first 2 sets were somewhat close. That Virginia Tech won. These last 2 have not been. Virginia has been dominating. Virginia block makes it set point.
Lauren Bowie getting the point by the ball going off the head of Virginia Tech. That just shows you that she's staying in the play and knows that she's pressing enough for that ball.
Velasquez for the set. Rodriguez free ball for Virginia. And there it is with authority. Let's play 5 in Charlottesville.
Jan continuing to be the go-to middle right now, being so aggressive and finding those corner shots.
At Mellon, we set out to create the highest quality headwear in the world. Around here, we like to call it better headwear for better adventures. Give us a shout at mellon.com.
Here we are, the best seat in the house every single Saturday.
Guys, it is a privilege to cover the ACC.
Game day in the ACC. We live for it.
What's my definition of success? Being brave enough to dream big. Even when you're told to just quit. Giving more when you got nothing left.
It's time for football in front of a packed house under the lights.
And he'll go up top. What a catch!
Wow! Come for it all.
Camping is all about community. Terrell Camping Center knows it and lives it. Family owned and locally operated since 1950, Terrell Camping specializes in travel trailer and fifth wheel towable RVs. We carry new and used Jayco campers, toy haulers, fifth wheels, travel trailers, and much more. Let your next big adventure start right here at Terrell Camping Center, where you're among family. Call today or visit us online.
At Audi Charlotte, we're here to help you embrace sweater weather with road trips together and vehicles you'll fall for. This autumn, receive seasonal savings on over 200 new and certified pre-owned Audis. For a limited time, drive a new 2023 Audi Q5 for just $474 a month, or a new 2023 Q7 for only $699 a month. This fall, you belong in an Audi. From Audi Charlotte.
Back in Charlottesville, the Commonwealth Clash, it looked like Virginia Tech was going to run away with this one early. They took each of the first two sets by a 25-20 margin, leading in the blocks category, aces, just about every category. But all of a sudden, Virginia not only rallied, they would dominate the last two sets, winning the third 25-15. And 25-15 in the fourth. Shelby, 8 blocks over the last two sets. And what else would you expect from this rivalry that is already neck and neck? Now in the 80th meeting, 2 of the last 3 meetings have gone to 5 sets, nearly on the same day last year, October 28th, 2022. And again on the 29th of October in 2021. And we will play 5 today in front of a record-setting crowd at John Paul Jones Arena.
I already felt in my bones that Virginia versus Virginia Tech was 100% going to 5 sets. Virginia decided, hey, we should actually start playing this game. We're at home. It's a record-setting crowd. We got to step it up. And that's exactly what their head coach, Shannon Wells, said to us. She said, we're not playing good volleyball. Virginia Tech held Virginia to under 100 the first and second sets. The third and fourth set, Virginia completely turned it around. I really like that response from the Cavaliers. Something, however, Virginia was out-digging Virginia Tech those first 2 sets. Even though the offense wasn't there, the defense was. So when the offense steps in, it made this a completely different match, the third and fourth set.
A Virginia record, 3,162 fans on hand. The Cavaliers trying to snap an 8-game slide. Virginia Tech, meanwhile, tied for their most wins in 5 years at 12 on the season. And we'll see who comes out on top again. They will play to 15, win by 2 here in the 5th and final set from Charlottesville. Want to let you know that NC State, North Carolina are underway on the ACC Network Extra. We'll take you there as soon as this one comes to an end. Abby Tatter with a match-high 15 kills, hitting .444. Varicia Jan with 10 kills. For Virginia Tech, Kara Lewis, 12 kills, hitting 605 blocks. Shelby, who has the momentum? Is it obviously Virginia coming off those last 2 dominating sets?
Virginia absolutely has all the momentum right now. But right now, it's a clean set. This is really the one set, the first game. That's all or nothing for anybody.
And it's Tech responding with the first point of the 5th.
Yeah, Tech can't come in this 5th set and play like they've lost the second 2. They got to play like this is the first set, the only set of the day, and come in hot. And that's exactly what Carol Lewis is doing. She's done all day. 14 kills, 0 errors.
They need her to show up big here in this final set. Virginia answers.
Battle of the middle blockers for Virginia and Virginia Tech. Abby Tatter answering Carol Lewis with a kill of her own from the middle, and a triple block is there. That just shows you how confident she is to go through the block. And if you're Virginia Tech, get frustrated. You got to block that ball with 6 hands in front of her.
The Stars have showed up today. Tatter and Lewis with nearly 30 blocks combined. And speaking of blocks, I tell you what, Virginia has been dominating in the blocks category over now the last 3 sets. And the Cavaliers jump in front.
Abby Tatter following her kill with a block. When it rains, it pours, and that's what it's doing for Virginia middle. Finding her shots and getting her blocks.
Tatter with 6 blocks, Jan with 8. And Virginia, this has been the story of now the last 3 sets. Cavaliers going up early and not relinquishing the lead. Ashley Lee. In the middle.
Nice answer from Virginia Tech. And this match right now is all about the middles. That shows you how good the serve receive is on both ends of the net.
Virginia comes right back with the point, and the fans, some on their feet here at John Paul Jones Arena, have seen a tremendous rally from the home team. Brooklyn Borum. In the middle, Virginia unable to keep it alive. Tech back within 1.
In 5th sets, when you're playing volleyball, you want to be the first one to get to 8 points. It's all about little games within the 5th set. At 8 points, the teams get to switch sides, and that just gives you a lot more momentum and shoves it in the other team's face.
Sierra Cates. Off the block, and we are tied at 4. Again, playing to 15 here in the 5th. Win by 2.
It's all about keeping the ball on your side as long as possible. 7-0 runs most likely won't happen in the 5th set, but can you get even 2 points out of your serve?
Off the block was Wilson. Here's Borer. Tapped over. And Virginia Tech jumps in front by 1. Nice response by the Hokies.
Nice response by Borer, doing a good job at reading across the net, seeing what's open defensively against Cavaliers.
Off the Kate serve. In the middle, what a dig by Ileana Rodriguez. Rodriguez again. And Virginia Tech tools the block. They're up by 2.
Kill from Pierce from that far off the net. Look how far off the net she is. Left of your screen, she is nowhere near tight, but she still makes that ball drop right over the net and go through Abby Tatter's hands.
The freshman now with 10 kills. Fought off by Pierce. Francis, great job keeping it alive. Hammered home by the Cavaliers. Virginia within 1.
10-foot line kill from Abby Tatter. With the entire Virginia Tech team around the ball, too. Look at all the Hokies right here. Someone could have gotten that ball up, but you can't when Abby Tatter is coming in with her approach that fast and that hard.
This arena just erupted, and Virginia Tech will challenge that point. That brought the fans out of their seats. Tatter 17 kills if it stands, hitting .438.
I'm liking the response we're seeing from both sides right now. Virginia Tech hitting .444 and Virginia hitting .286. That is the most efficient both teams have been. At the same time, this entire day so far, no better time to do it than the 5th set.
Third challenge of the match by Marcy Byers. Take a look. Challenging that Virginia was in the net.
Let's see. I don't think so. My opinion, it looks like Abby Tatter's hand was clean. Her swing was clean. The net didn't move. The feet weren't in the net. In my opinion, I don't think Virginia was in the net.
See Shannon Wells a moment ago say, are we having fun yet? She certainly is.
I love that.
And her players are as well, obviously.
Uh-oh, are we in Texas Roadhouse, Alex?
Having a dance-off.
Dance-off, I like it. Both teams back and forth doing the same line dance. Oh, it doesn't get any more fun than this. Absolutely not.
Again, just a great match for the sport of volleyball. A record-setting crowd here, 3,162 in Charlottesville, no matter the outcome. Definitely a sign of where the sport is at. Virginia Tech took the first 2 sets. Virginia came right back. And they are having fun out there here in this decisive 5th set. With a big challenge right now, they're reviewing, and the fans getting into it as well.
Oh, yeah, the fans are here for their team, for Virginia. And if you're Virginia Tech, you're still loving the energy. It's fun to play in a gym like this no matter what, and especially fun when it's your ultimate rivalry.
The Commonwealth Clash. Virginia Tech leads the all-time series 40-39. No matter what, it's always fun, and it almost always goes to 5 sets as well. A lengthy review. The initial ruling was no net violation, and the point for Virginia. They continue to take a look.
Looks like Virginia Tech is really trying to show Virginia was in the net.
We have a ruling. The call stands. Virginia retains the point.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with this call. And I like that set from Ashley Lee, the one-handed tip right into Abby Tatter's hands. That doesn't come easy. That's a lot of hours put it in the gym between a middle and a setter.
Regardless, it is impressive how high Tatter gets up there. Practically walking on air. 1-point final set.
I thought that ball initially from Ava Francis was out. Okay, there you go. There's a challenge card. We love a good challenge. All the drama.
Why not? We've seen a little bit of everything. This will be the first challenge of the match for Shannon Wells. So the initial point would put Virginia Tech up by 2.
When I watched this play by Ava Francis, I thought she hit it out. Of course, the line judge has a better view than I do. The line judge called it in, but Virginia quickly said, I think it's out. And that's close either way. It could go either way. I do think it's out. Maybe this is going to be a better view. I think that's out. What do you think, Alex?
It looks out there.
It looks out.
From the angles we're getting a look at.
And it's absolutely worth the challenge either way. And because if that was in, at least Shannon Wells is breaking the momentum for Virginia Tech.
It's been all offense in this set so far in a defensive match. Virginia Tech hitting 500 in this set. Virginia nearly 300. Back-to-back challenges. And a crucial moment in this match. Players continue to look up at the reviews. We will take a look as well if there was a touch. Now, initially, I thought that's what they were reviewing. We had been told they're just reviewing whether it was in or out, and it certainly looks out there.
I would have thought there was a touch before thinking the ball was in.
They are done with the review. And the call is overturned. It was out.
Cavaliers fans loving that one. A good challenge for Shannon Wells.
A huge challenge for Shannon Wells. Instead of Tech up by 2, we are tied at 6.
Nice shot from Virginia Tech, taking advantage of Gomillion, really pulled in from her base. She's usually right on the line for left back, but when a play is running that fast, you got to creep in a little bit.
Here is Ella Beyer in the match, the freshman, in a big spot. In the middle, Virginia ties it up again, of course.
Keep beating Jan, her 11th kill of the match, hitting .530 and literally running in from the outside. Amazing footwork, then turning the ball back with her shoulders, completely tricking Virginia Tech's defense.
And this is how the match started. We saw 6 ties in the opening minutes of this contest. All the way back in the first set, that Virginia Tech eventually won. Trueblood serving. Sliding over, there is Gomillion. In the middle, punched over. Virginia Tech now sends it the other side. Borer, tapped up, Gomillion. Bowie off the block and it falls in. Virginia up by 1. As we hit the break here in the 5th set, they will switch sides. Don't go anywhere.
She is a force, no matter the stage.
That superhero energy on fire, yes.
Because here, she will reach higher. ACC Women's Fall Sports, Sundays on ACCN.
This is how we do it.
Game day in the ACC.
It's time for football in front of a packed house under the lights. And the 10, he hurdled the man. Touchdown. Oh, my. And he'll go up top. What a catch. Oh, wow. A bomb.
Come for it all.
The record crowd here at John Paul Jones Arena into it as Virginia up by 1 in the 5th set. They have dominated the previous 2 sets after Virginia Tech went up 2 sets to nothing. Shelby, what changed?
Well, Virginia is just figuring out what Virginia Tech was doing offensively. Kara Lewis is a great player for the Hokies those first couple of sets. Then Virginia started taking away different shots from her, made it more hard for the Hokies to get their middles involved. Because she's a stunning player. Her hits are so hard, but right now, Tech just can't get her involved.
In this set, Virginia hitting 364, Virginia Tech 308. Towder 17 kills on 32 swings. Each player as well leading their team in blocks. Play ready to resume in Charlottesville. Trueblood with 2 aces. Into the block it goes. Virginia up by 2.
Virginia, Jan completely taking off. Her defense has been incredible tonight. She has had 9 blocks this match. Incredible
15
defense
blocks
at the front.
by Virginia. They had just 5 in the first 2 sets. Another. Borum on the back row. Tapped over. Sliding in was Pierce. Free ball for Virginia. Gomillion. Virginia Tech. They needed that badly. Hokies within 1.
Lewis, a nice matchup against Sierra Hecht, reading Hecht's hand and taking away that cross shot that she was going for. And look at the reach Lewis has and points her hands back into the middle of the court, avoiding any tool.
In the middle, Virginia makes it 10-8 here in the 5th.
Great response from Virginia, and that's what we have seen all day for the Cavaliers. And it started with them losing the first 2 sets and coming back and forcing it to go to a 5th.
An unreal rally, down 2-0 at one point. And there is an ace. The fans absolutely filled it at JPJ. It is unreal. It has felt like 2 completely different matches. Virginia taking over the last 3 sets. Hey, Saturday morning next weekend, the ACC Huddle crew will kick off the day in Raleigh, North Carolina at 11 a.m. Eastern with a 60-minute pregame show leading into North Carolina hosting Campbell at noon. They'll also have halftime shows and pre and post game throughout the day. Then they're back at 6:30 to wrap up the afternoon with highlights and analysis and to get you set for Miami and NC State at 8. After the game, stay right here on ACC Network for a complete wrap-up and interviews with players and coaches. And don't forget, coming up at the conclusion of this one, we'll send you over to NC State, North Carolina volleyball. They're underway on the ACC Network Extra right now. Shelby, it has been the momentum in favor of Virginia for the last 3 sets, and now they're coming oh so close to completing the rally.
That really is the biggest thing, momentum. We talk about it every single match because it comes into play so much. It's literally when a team just decides to turn it on, and if you can keep it on, it just continues the bleeding of your opponent. And this deficit doesn't seem like it's that big, but in that 5th set, this is everything right now. The fact that Virginia is past 10 really puts all the pressure on Virginia Tech, and that's exactly what Virginia needed to do this whole game. They're at home. They have a record-breaking attendance and fans. Shannon Wells wanted so bad for her team to come out and not play with the pressure on their shoulders, and that's what they figured out that 3rd set.
Their defense has stepped up 15 blocks and held Virginia Tech to an .094 hitting percentage on the day. Francis, Gamillion, Brooklyn Borum off the touch.
You see everyone in the stands reaching immediately with the touch, hands in the air. Borum trying to go for that high shot and getting those fingertips of Virginia Tech. That's exactly what she was trying to do.
First to 15 wins it, have to win by 2. Francis, Gamillion. Free ball for the Hokies. Lewis in the middle, that is in.
Keep finding Lewis. She has done such good things for her team this entire match. And Kara Lewis is continuing to move the ball around. Sometimes it's right, sometimes it's left, sometimes it's the middle of the court. She's really hard to read because of how dynamic she is, choosing different corners, testing the seams.
Virginia 2 points away from completing the comeback and the reverse sweep. Match point on the way for the Cavaliers.
I like the confidence in Jan, not just keeping that ball in play in a high-pressure situation, but getting the ace for her team in the 5th set.
Here we go. Nearly ended it. Kept alive.
Good coverage.
Borum. And Virginia Tech keeps this one going.
Virginia Tech, all the pressure is on them right now. Rodriguez has to make sure that she has a really efficient serve while staying aggressive.
We do have a challenge there by Virginia. I thought it may have been touched. And that is exactly what they will look at. If Virginia wins this, the match is over. We will get another look in a moment. There have been a number of challenges late in this match. This would be the biggest. Was it touched?
I didn't think this ball was originally touched by Brooklyn Borum. Excuse me, from her hit. I don't think Virginia Tech touched it. I think the ball barely misses Kara Lewis. Kara brought her hands in down, right at her screen. Look at her fingers go down, and then the ball passes. Doesn't matter, my opinion, but from my view, it's looking like that ball was a touch and that it should be Virginia Tech's point.
Was Lewis and Pierce there? Tough to tell if it changed directions. The fans all looking up at the reviews.
That shot was working for Brooklyn Borum originally. She's trying to get the fingertips. She was trying to that ball as well. But whenever you don't get the fingertips, it literally looks like you're just wailing the ball out. For people that don't know volleyball, that's still a purposeful shot. You're trying to get this tiny touch.
The coaching staff and some of the players think it was touched as they watch the reviews up high. Borum with a strong match for the Cavaliers, 15 digs, 7 kills. And they have finished the review. And the call stands. No touch. We play on in Charlottesville.
Another look of Borum trying to get those fingertips, but nope, Virginia Tech didn't bite.
Match point again for the Cavaliers. And a huge ace for the Hokies.
I like seeing both of these teams get aces in such high pressure moments. That really shows you how confident you are at the service line, and that starts in practice.
Match point number 3. And there it is. The Cavaliers complete the comeback, the reverse sweep, and they win the 80th edition of the Commonwealth Clash.
Who else to get match point?